Hey, you want to know the answers to some of these stations? Some of them maybe stumped you. Maybe you got them, which may make you feel good. But we'll go through them a little bit at a time. If you want to, you could pause it and check and see, or call on anybody in class. Number 1, 26 letters in the alphabet. 3,600 seconds in an hour. There's 3,600 seconds in an hour. There are 54 cards in the deck with the jokers. There's only 52, but 54 cards in the deck with the jokers. 9 lives of a cat. 12 signs of the zodiac. A little bit tougher, but it said, can you get 3 of these? 13 original colonies. 60 minutes in an hour and 12 eggs in a dozen. Or you could say 12 elephants in a dozen. 12, I don't know, anything with an E in a dozen, because there's 12 of anything in a dozen. But that was those. Kind of math related because there's numbers in them, but not totally. These are not math related. Mad Gabs. If you say them and kind of blur them together, slur them together, it's best if somebody else says it out loud and you listen without looking at the words. Because if you're looking at the words, you see pay, poor, rare, plane. But if you listen to somebody say pay, poor, rare plane, then you can maybe hear paper airplane. 1 tooth, reef, or say it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dawn, dude, rugs. Or don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. That one's a little stretch. A straight A student. A straight A student. A straight A student. A straight A student. Hide, hen, tickled wins. Hide, hen, tickled wins. Hide, hen, tickled twins. Identical twins. That's a little bit of a stretch too, but if you slur that, identical twins. Identical twins. Ice, male, ask. Ice, male, ask, skunk. I smell a skunk. I smell a skunk. I smell a skunk. Anybody get that one? This one's funny. It, chief, heat. Itchy feet. Itchy feet. Itchy feet. Itchy feet. You have itchy feet? Tough one. Who got it? Raise your hand if you got this one. Pyrate, softy, Caribbean. Pyrate, softy, Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean. Kind of a stretch, but not bad. Pirates of the Caribbean. Station 3. Grab 2 algebra books off the shelf. One of you find page 10. The other person find page SA2 in the back of the book. Work together to answer 1, 3, and 5. Okay, I'm not really concerned about the answer and checking to see if you got it right, but I'm concerned to make sure that you check to see if you answered them correctly. Go to page SA2. That stands for Selected Answers, page 2. We're in section 1.2, Skills Practice. When I give you homework, you are expected to go to the back of the book and check and see if you're doing it right. There's nothing worse in math than to do your assignment and find out the next day that you did it all wrong. Either when you take the quiz or the daily quiz or your teacher grades your work. You're supposed to be checking your answers as you go because your assignments are for practice and to make sure that you understand the material we learned that day. So when you get a book or when you're on your online book, bookmark page SA2 so you can flip to it quickly. Station 4, fill in the blanks. OTTFSSS. E-N. What? Did anybody get that? OTTFFSSEN. If you spell out the number 1, the number 2, the number 3, 4, F-O-U-R, 5, F-I-V-E, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Anybody get that one? How about S blank, TWT blank? There looks to be a pattern, but the question is what goes in there? How about an M and an F? M and F, how would you know that that fits in there? Because it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Which then might hint for January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And I think you got the Roman numerals, but the question is, do you know your Roman numerals? So 4 is IV, 5 is V, 6 is VI, 7 is VII, 8 is VIII. You don't get to put 4 I's here. It's a IX. 1 before 10 is 9. Tough one, but once you see it, it's like, oh, that was easy. Kind of like this one. Not very many people get this one on the first try. It seems impossible, and they just make stuff up. Well, I gave you a hint that it's the 9th design because this is the first design and the second and the third and the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. The 9th design. This is the first design, which is the number 1 and its reflection. This is the second design, which is the number 2 and its reflection. The number 3 and its reflection. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The number that's written correctly is always on the right, which means our 9 is written over here on the right. And then if you reflect it, it's over there on the left. This is your 9th design. I know, it was tricky. And you're like, I don't know this one. But now you see it, and once you see it, it seems easy. Station 6, phrase craze. Example, eggs over easy. I want my eggs over easy. Just between friends. Just is in between friends, so this is just between friends. Can you keep in shape? Keep in shape, because the word keep is in shape. Feeling under the weather. You are feeling under the weather. Where's my golfers out there? Did you get a hole in one? There's a hole in one. And my baseball, softball players, or just in general as a student, can you step up to the plate? Step up to the plate. Meaning get up there, get it done, get confident. My musicians, that's a quarter rest right there. It's called a rest, which means you are under arrest. There's for my future police officers out there. You are under arrest. Any singers out there? It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. And these are the odds. If you know your math, these are all odd number. And I would say the odds are overwhelming. Or we have overwhelming odds. Overwhelming odds, or the odds are overwhelming, makes more sense. All right, and finally, station 7. She's your uncle's sister, but she isn't legally your aunt. Who can she be? Well, how do you get an uncle? Your mom's brother is your uncle. So if she's your uncle's sister and she's not your aunt, she's got to be your mom. Think about that. Does your mom have a brother? He's your uncle. Tom's mother had 3 children. One was named Penny, the other one was Nickel. What was the name of the third child? Which way did you go? Did you go dime or quarter or Tom? Tom's mother had 3 children, Penny, Nickel, and Tom, because it's Tom's mom. What month has 28 days? They all do. February has only 28 days, but they all have 28 days in them. How many times can 1 be subtracted from 100? Some of you said 100 times. Some of you said 99 times. It can only be subtracted once. Because as soon as you subtract 1 from 100, you end up with 99. Which means then you've got to subtract 1 from 99 and subtract 1 from 98. So only once can you subtract 1 from 100. If your friend gave you 3 jelly beans and told you to eat 1 every half hour, how long would they last? They would only last 1 hour. Because let's say that it's noon. You eat a jelly bean. Then it's 12:30. You eat another jelly bean. Can't draw jelly beans. And then at 1 o'clock, you eat your 3rd jelly bean. So they only last 1 hour. A lawyer and a doctor were standing in line at the market. One of them was the father of the other's son. Can you explain this? Of course you can explain this. A lawyer and a doctor, one of them was the father of the other son. No, there's no stepfathers, stepsons, halves, or whatever. You could say that the lawyer was the dad and the doctor was the mom. Or the lawyer was the mom and the doctor was the dad. Why does everybody think a lawyer and a doctor are men? Or maybe because they threw out father in there, you think that. Is it possible for a man to be married to his widow's sister? Explain why you think that. Legally, could he marry his widow's sister? Widow means that she's still alive and her husband has died. If you're a widow, it's a woman who is still alive who lost her husband. Well, that man that's trying to marry his widow's sister has to be dead. Otherwise, she wouldn't be a widow. So no, if she's a widow, the man is dead. If you wrote down all the numbers from 1 to 100, how many 4s would appear? Well, there's, of course, 4 and 14 and 24 and 34. But then did you count 40, 41, 42, 43, 44? You end up with 20 different 4s. Go ahead and write them all down. 20 different 4s. Can you explain why these numbers are in this order? 8, 5, 4, 9, 1, 7, 6, 10, 3, 2. They are in alphabetical order. If you write the number. 8 starts with an E. 5 comes before 4. 9 starts with an N. 1 starts with an O. So if you look at them in spelling, alphabetical order. That's why they're that way. I hope you racked your brain over these. Didn't fry it too much. Save some brain cells for actual math class. But it was fun. Bye.